Welcome to Two Women in Crypto, a weekly podcast birthed on a whim by two women who are excited about the cryptocurrency landscape and have a shared passion about empowering others to step into the digital, tokenized world of the future. We offer tips, tricks, and our own individual insights as to how to begin to navigate this shift. We are not financial advisors nor experts. We are just here to encourage you to look at the possibilities. So welcome to the future. You're right on time. Sitting on some XRP.
Blockchain's the future of finance. Been trying to tell ya.
Ta-da! Good morning.
All right, y'all. Like we've been saying, we've been trying to tell you, right, Kel?
Yep.
We're sitting on our bags of XRP, and blockchain is the future of finance.
It's just beginning.
They don't hire us for our voices.
Or our comedy routines. But hey, so you can see Andrea's she's on an adventure. So over the next few weeks, we're going to have different backdrops from time to time. So she was, as we began, she was in the witness protection program, how she was sitting in the light, which was quite comical. But anyway, here we are today. Lots to touch on. There's a lot going on out there, as always, but this is really exciting stuff.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, I think July 13th is a date that is going down in history.
Right? It was amazing what happened once that decision was made by the judge and it was put out into the market.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's so significant in so many different ways, right? Because one, now XRP is the first digital asset that, it's like by law, not a security, right? The judge came out and basically said like XRP, and secondary sales, exchanges, yeah, like all the things basically that we wanted to hear, it's not a security, right? I mean, Ripple still has to go through institutional sales because the judge declared that a security, but we know that that is a security. The other thing is too, like, have you been following like Gary Gensler in the news after all this? Have you had time?
I've watched a few things.
He's very sad.
I know. Didn't he come out yesterday? It's just such a comedy hour. Some kind of a comment about how nefarious crypto was and that they're all scams and everything else. And it's like, oh my gosh, this man, it's like, what in the world? What world does he live in? He just creates such rhetoric around the world that we know we're moving to. So it's just really interesting to watch how he participates.
Right. And I think like I probably almost all of it, if not all of it, it's a game, right? Yeah. I mean, he, he used to be super pro crypto when he was a professor at MIT. He literally said XRP is a bridge currency. So today, now he's a Democrat. That's the Democratic Party isn't lining up with cryptocurrency. So now it's all a fraud, a scam, and all of these things. And it's just like, or he doesn't want people like regular people like us buying cryptocurrency. Like I think about this a lot. It's like, in order to get into like Microsoft and Amazon and some of these companies, like you needed to be an accredited investor. Right. You need to make $250,000, have $1 million worth of wealth. That knocks out most of the population. So here we are with cryptocurrency leveling the playing field. So we have this narrative, right, from Senator Warren, Gary Gensler, Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink, Warren Buffett. I mean, all of them are basically saying Bitcoin's a scam, it's going to zero. And then you go and you try to talk to like an average person and they're like, no, it's so bad. And it's sad, it's frustrating. And like, it really kind of like riles me up because, it's like tick tock, like time is ticking. Bitcoin's not a scam. The blockchain is the future of finance. And like, our whole entire world is changing. And this is it. If you're not on the train, you're going to be left behind.
Right, right. Well, you're going to be left behind with the Fed now app in your hand. That's not funny.
Choo choo, right? Went live today.
Yeah.
Went live today. You know what else happened on July 20th, 1969?
No.
We landed on the moon.
Oh.
Moon day. I was wondering if crypto was going to the moon today. I checked. It's not.
So funny. No, 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 no. Interesting. Well, that's so funny. Let's get back. So it was interesting too with XRP, going back to the whole day that the judgment was made, was that, boy, those other exchanges, they were ready to push the on button, weren't they? Coinbase, just like flip the switch. Okay, finally for the US citizen, we've been waiting for a long time to be able to buy it on our, bigger exchanges here in the United States. It hasn't been accessible to us. So that was really fun to watch too.
I mean, that was such a great day, and again, congratulations to all the XRP holders, like it's so awesome. But yeah, to see Coinbase, crypto.com, Binance, Gemini is looking into like putting it on their exchange, even if it's just derivatives. I Trust Capital, right? Their retirement company, like they re-added XRP. So now let's look for Grayscale, right? To re-add XRP. And I'm really starting to look at, like, I don't know if the banks are going to wait until the entire lawsuit is over, right? Because Ripple still has to settle the institutional securities that they sold, right? So I don't know if like Bank of America, PNC, HBC, and the 300 other banks that they're partnered with, because we're moving to a new financial economy. And part of that is XRP Ledger. But the Judge Torres wants a settlement. She doesn't want this case going to trial. So it could be quicker than we thought.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be good for just the whole industry, right? To just, let's get this thing done, put it to bed.
Right. I mean, the thing is, like, if America wants to be a leader and not like a third world country, we need to do this. You know what I mean? Like, so we have XRP. It's not a commodity. It's not a security. We don't really know what it is, but it's a digital token. We'll take it, right? I mean, we have Bitcoin as a commodity, but every other token is up for sale. No one knows, we have no idea. We have no idea. And the thing is too, like XRP Ledger, when they do transactions, they do it through consensus.
Mm-hmm.
It's not proof of stake. So proof of stake, like Cardano, Solana, Matic, that still could be considered a security.
Right. Because when you go back to the lawsuits that were filed against the Binance and Coinbase, all they need to have is one of those tokens identified as a security. And there's a lot, like you said, there's Cardano, and there's quite a few on that list. And more than likely there will be one of those that, so who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. So July 26th, we're getting the stable bill reintroduced into the House committee, and also a regulatory framework from Senator Loomis and Kristen Gillibrand from New York. So they in that legislation, they talk about ancillary assets that might have started off as securities, but as time went on, they became more decentralized, and now they're like digital assets. So if that passes, we should be okay, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, like Ethereum, so many of these projects are going to be in trouble because of proof of stake. So, I mean, again, it's like you go to Coinbase, actually, Coinbase does offer you interest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if is that staking interest? Because Uphold, they shut that program down for staking on Uphold.
I can't recall if Coinbase does any type of staking, but you can earn rewards if you use their debit card. So if I apply, say, $100 of USD fiat currency onto my Coinbase debit card, and then I attach it to XLM to earn rewards. So every time I use my Coinbase debit card out in the world, buying my groceries, my gas, paying a bill, and there's some companies that won't let you use the Coinbase card, whatever the case may be, I earn a percentage back of XLM because that's the token that I chose.
Right.
And that was,
Okay.
which is great.
Well, it's not really staking. So staking, they'll have to reserve for accredited investors because average people need to be protected from earning money.
Right. Of course they are. Yeah, we got to be protected from ourselves. So.
How insane is that? I mean, this is nuts. The government's out of control. You know?
Yep. And they really are. And just real quick back on the Coinbase debit card. Back in the day, I was using mine heavily, extensively, and putting monies onto my Coinbase debit card all the time. But as of late, probably the last year, with all the turmoil in the market, I had stopped doing it. But I'm getting back to the point where I'm ready to do that again. Pretty close. We'll see. Yeah. So anyway, that's just a whole nother avenue within which you can work within, the field of cryptocurrency or blockchain technology and earn money back. So.
Yeah, I think I joined the waiting list for Uphold a long time ago. I believe Uphold is going to be releasing their card in the United States. I think XRP is going to be like one of the tokens that you can use as well. They actually made an announcement that they're integrating their custodial platform on the XRP ledger. Cheers, Kelly.
Nice.
So it looks like XRP is going to zero.
Well, we were talking about taking shots of tequila early in the morning, and it's still viable. Still viable.
It's like, Kel, we're such good people. Like we did this, right? We talked. I remember the first day we were talking. It's like, we need to help people, like share my knowledge through a platform. Like, let's do this. And then it's like, list, because then now I have to listen to other people. And it disgusts me, and it makes me so sad, right? The FUD and the amount of people that were trying to get people not to buy Bitcoin or XRP. It's like, there's not one coin, there's multiple coins. The entire financial system is changing, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I just, it just makes me like, again, it just, I have to get to a point where if you're meant to come into this world and prosper from the greatest transfer of wealth that's ever going to exist in our lifetime, much bigger than the internet, much bigger than Amazon, much bigger than Microsoft, then you're just not meant to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we can only show up and speak to it, and those that are open to hearing it, and that's fine. There's no judgment one way or the other, right? It's just
there's no judgment. Just, you're going to be collecting your universal basic income on the Fed app. I mean,
yeah. Well,
coming soon.
Coming soon to a kiosk near you.
Yeah, right.
A QR code and a kiosk. We could create a sitcom. I'm sure there's a
QR code
and a kiosk, and we're all going to walk around with QR codes hanging from our neck, or a t-shirt. We're all going to have our little or a tattoo. We're all going to have a tattooed QR code.
There you go. I'm sure I'm sure people would line up and get a tattoo of a QR code so they can get their UBI. We're not being appropriate.
No, I'm
sorry.
We'll continue with the news.
Okay. So anyway, how about those ISO 20022 tokens?
Well, I'm a fan of the X coins, all the X coins, XLM, XRP, XDC, whatever else Elon Musk is doing with his XAI. I mean, I'm a big fan of the X coins. So yeah, I mean, all of them. It's all looking very good.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because, the Fed now, obviously they didn't build it on the blockchain, but what they did was they partnered with fintech companies, right? So finance technology companies like Finastra, ACI Worldwide, Volante, which we've talked extensively about. And there's a whole bunch of others, and some of them use RippleNet. So we'll see how this plays out. It could be XLM. It could be a mixture of both. XLM domestically, XRP for cross-border payments. Pretty excited about that. But yeah, I mean, every single bank and every institution is moving to ISO 20022 standards, right? It's a messaging system. And, we've talked about this. It's like, okay, so what are the first two cryptocurrency projects to join the ISO 20022 standard?
They were XRP and XLM, wasn't it? Those two?
Right. So, I think XLM's been shooting up to the moon. We got XRP doing really, really well. Obviously, the lawsuit and everything else, but it's like you have Stellar and Ripple there from the beginning. Do you really think they're not going to be a part of the biggest transfer of wealth? Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Look at me. I'm sitting like in a corner.
Yeah, no, we're just here for your entertainment purposes only.
Oh, no, wait.
Entertainment purposes, because we entertain ourselves quite a bit. So it's all good.
So,
yeah.
But at the same time, we're not financial advisors, but are you brave enough? When all the retailers and the banking institutions wanted all of regular people to get into crypto, what did they do? They blew up the Super Bowl with the Coinbase ad, crypto.com, Matt Damon. Are you brave? Like, are you brave? Are you brave now that we're in a bear market? Are you brave?
Yeah.
And I say for $10, come to our Q&A at the end of the month on Saturday and ask some questions. It's time to learn. I've had clients that have researched a year before they put $1 into crypto.
Yeah. I have some clients that are I still talk with them, but they're still not quite ready. And that's okay. But
yeah,
that's way okay. Super simple though, guys. We can get really heady about things. I get it, but you can do it really, really easily.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. It's not a scam. 8 companies have filed an application for a spot Bitcoin ETF with the Securities Exchange Commission, which means that when Blackrock is approved for its spot Bitcoin ETF, they have to purchase a Bitcoin every time someone buys a Bitcoin on this spot ETF.
Yeah.
And it's not just Blackrock, right? It's Fidelity Digital Assets, it's Ark Investments, it's Valkyerie, it's Vaneck. I mean, there's 8 total. Wisdom Tree is another one. Look, there's a lot of things that are going on right now. So it's kind of like when I hear people say Bitcoin's a scam, well, BlackRock is the 3rd largest economy in the world. They're talking about Bitcoin transcending all currencies internationally and globally.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's 30 grand. Those people are going to be coming in at 100 grand. I don't know. It's like it's some sort of like psychological, emotional thing that goes on.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. And all those, companies, the 8 companies that you mentioned that filed, out of all of them, I really like Ark. I mean, I like Kathy Woods, but anyway, it is what it is. So it isn't going anywhere. And then just recently, there is talk of, who knows, maybe our US currency being backed by Bitcoin.
I'm really loving Robert Kennedy. I'm loving Robert Kennedy. So those of you who don't know, because they're blocking him, Robert Kennedy is running for president, y'all, as a Democrat, and he's got my vote.
Well, it's really interesting to just listen to him on a number of subjects. And, this is not a political podcast. It doesn't matter what you do, whatever you feel.
I'm voting whoever's pro crypto.
Right. But it was interesting,
pro freedom.
Because most people don't recognize, just since I brought the subject up, that, fiat our currency isn't backed by anything. It's backed by air. And for him to mention that, it's backed by the ethers.
But Bitcoin's a scam, but the dollars.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what? I thought that he was the first one to mention something like that. So I thought that was really interesting and exciting to hear. again, not getting into the political conversation, but it is a political time, and we're coming up on an election next year. So we will hear a lot about these things. It's going to be a very interesting time.
We're going to need a lot of popcorn, lots of popcorn. But the same thing, it's like, so Robert Kennedy, he wants to do away with taxes on capital gains on Bitcoin. And the thing is, like, people could disagree with that, but like, I'm going to get really like crass here. They're doing cocaine in the White House. No one gets arrested. They're laundering money. They lose money. They're losing our money. I mean, these people are supposed to protect us. They're doing the complete opposite. So when I'm looking at, like, well, it makes sense to back the dollar by gold and Bitcoin. That would be awesome. So let's speculate. What if Bitcoin is a partial world reserve currency of the world? Is it worth it to buy $500 worth of Bitcoin right now? How about $25 worth of Bitcoin? You know, stay home one night and watch your Netflix. Don't go to the movies. It's something like that, because, you know, I see it. Like, we're moving into, like, you know, like Rosie Rio said, like, if I was an investor, I would invest in the blockchain. I would invest in the metaverse. You know, like, the train has left the station, and I just, yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about the whole thing, but I hope he gets it. I hope something good happens. We definitely need a change, because what we have now is just anti-people, right? It's just like, you know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So, you know, and I just, like, when I think about, like, all those Coinbase commercials and the crypto.com, you know, and people got in, and then the institutions drop their bags, right? They sell their bags. You know, it's like, when you think about back in 2020, the price of Bitcoin was $3,500. And then it went all the way up to $69,000. And then it crashed to $15,000. And now it's $30,000. So here we go. You know, are you going to want to get in that's 69,000, or get in when it's 30? You know?
Right. And again, going back to what we were saying earlier, you don't need $30,000 to invest in Bitcoin. Just take $10 a week. You know, just don't let there's just so many ways to go about it.
Yeah,
Because I
for
think
sure.
some people that I speak with are like really frozen in time based on what it's currently trading at, and not recognizing that you can just take, like you were saying earlier, eat rice for a month, you know, whatever the case may be, and put. I'm
I
not
like your
suggesting that.
attitude. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to say something. I totally forgot. Ow, bummer.
I threw you off track. You're welcome.
No, I liked your rice comment. Oh, yeah, to get back to, like, you know, the dollar is not backed by gold, right? And I still think some Americans believe this. It's like,
Oh no, absolutely. I've spoken with many people that are like, what do you mean it's not backed by gold? Nobody, I mean, a lot of people have no idea. And I'm talking people that, I mean, of all generations.
right. So, okay, so the dollar is not backed by gold. The dollar is backed by the faith of the United States government, who is doing drugs in the White House. Just saying, right? Just saying. If you want to go down that road with, you know, Bank of America, like, ripping off all their customers, and, you know, there's eventually they're going to crush the trust of the average person, right? So Bitcoin is backed by, like, a scarce asset that you have to solve complex mathematical problems, right? For peer-to-peer transaction that no government can interfere with. It's censorship resistant. Okay. So the government can't freeze your funds. If you have your funds in Bank of America, the government can freeze your funds. So, you know, it's so much more than that, but that's, like, you know, we have the ability to send, like, value through the internet. Okay. Just like an email. So this is the future. We're moving away from, like, a fiat based system into like a system that's built on the blockchain.
Yep.
Right. It's very exciting.
It is very exciting. It is very, very exciting. So we have a class. Are you ready to go there, or do you want to keep on? Is there anything else you have to touch on?
I'm trying to think. I think, are we going to announce our MELD class? Let's announce our MELD class.
Yeah, we have a class coming up on August. It's July. It's August. Shame Christmas.
Yes, yes, yeah.
August 19th.
August 19th. August 19th at 11 o'clock. I did a video last week with Kelly. We talked about MELD, and there's been like a lot of interest into how to purchase MELD, through like swapping some of your coins and things like that. So we're actually going to do a step-by-step process on how to purchase MELD in a decentralized exchange and store them, in your own wallet, right? So non-custodial wallet. So, you're keeping your keys. It's not through a hardware wallet, but you get to keep your own keys. And, MELD to me is part of the future of finance, right? Being built on multiple different blockchains. So I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I mean, obviously we did a whole entire podcast all about MELD. So yeah, I'm super stoked for it. August 19th. MELD is very similar to Aave. If you're interested, look up Aave on Coinbase. Started at 52 cents, went up over $600.
Yep.
So, I think MELD is going to follow a similar projection. It looks like the market cap on MELD, it's not 100%. I looked it up that it's so new, but they're estimating 41 million. I'll go with that, Kelly. We know what that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, join us. Registration details will be up shortly. If by the time this video is posted, if you don't see it, just check back, try to get it up at the same time. But we'd love to have you there. And it's a great opportunity to learn how to actually acquire the coin and take custody of it. So yep, it'd be great. Great to see you.
Yeah, be awesome. So August 19th. And like I said, anybody new, Q&A, we do them once a month, last Saturday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern. So definitely just come and bring your questions. And, it's just, like I said, like Kelly and I love everyone. We want to help people. We want to empower you to do the research because we're live. The FedNow app went live. I mean, we have regulatory clarity in 25 countries all throughout Europe. Regulatory clarity is coming to the United States. They are voting on this on July 26th. The process is started. And once it's over, right? After the next bull run, I don't think you're going to be able to get XRP at 50 cents. I don't think you're going to be able to get Bitcoin at 15,000, right? After each bull cycle, we go with higher lows. You know what I mean? So, of course everyone wishes we got Bitcoin at $500. You know what I mean? But
sure.
When you look at like the future and where Bitcoin could go, it's bright. It's very bright. The future is bright.
Yep, absolutely. It's exciting. All
right.
right.
And real quick, before we hang up, I just want to give another shout out to our sponsors because I've been having some serious computer issues. And once again, Mary came to the rescue. And I know she's been helping you out too, like computerdiva.biz. So yeah, my computer, it was really, really like jumping around. I couldn't get into Zoom and like pull up other windows. It was very bizarre. And Mary, she lives all the way across on the other side of the United States. She could take control of my computer and just boom, right? Just totally, did her whatever she did. And now it's working wonderfully. So thank you so much, Mary, because I had class last night and it was awesome. Like no issues now.
She's the technology whisperer. Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah. And then, again, it's just like if you're looking to buy that property and start to exit the system and you need a notary on the go, We have Markley Mobile, right?
Yep.
So another one of our sponsors, you can get anything notarized in your own home, in your pajamas. And that's one beautiful thing, right, Kel, about being remote. We could do so much of these things, not in person anymore. Driving from place to place. Like I remember during COVID, we were selling a couple of our rentals and I had to drive around. We didn't even know where a notary was.
Right, right. Yeah, the convenience of technology is kind of that, there are some really beautiful aspects of it. It's nice to sit in person, but it's nice to be able to do everything when you need to do it right then and there and not have to seek anybody out in the physical way. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Gene, Markley Mobile.
that's right. And speaking of, if you have not gotten your coins off of Voyager, you have 3 days left or they're all converted into the United States dollar.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to say that. I know I've been like kind of talking to some folks, so if you want to keep your in kind, there's a process you have to go through to get them transferred out. So, and also Binance laid off 1,000 people. Do not hold your coins on centralized exchanges.
Any of them still.
Any of them still, even though I'm loving me some Uphold lately.
Yeah, well, but loving you some Uphold and moving it off of Uphold, two different things.
Two different things. They're still getting my fees.
Yeah.
You'll know I'll choose them when I sell my tokens. So
yeah, there you go.
I love you, Kelly. This is great.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. You have a rest of your week. May it be blessed beyond measure. And until next time, what do we say?
Huddle on.
Huddle on. Your hosts for Two Women in Crypto are Andrea Caldero and Kelly Lair. You'll find more information and details regarding the Two Women in Crypto membership, educational and informative class and event offerings, and more via their website, twowomenencrypto.com. Both Andrea and Kelly are available for speaking events and offer private consultations focused on helping individuals navigate the future. Until next time, huddle on.